Hello, I'm Beth Brittenstein, and you've tuned in to the Weekly Report. And today we're here at the Public Works District 2 Maintenance Facility. Behind me is a salt dome that is ready to go, just like our city employees that are ready to plow more than 6,500 miles of roads during our crazy Midwest winter weather. There are lots of things you can do to prepare for the winter weather as well. On one-way streets, always park on the north and west sides. This allows room for our big plow trucks to come through and treat the roads. Also, when scraping your driveway, scrape 10 feet to the left. That will help keep the snow plows from throwing snow back onto your driveway. And always keep a winter safety kit in your car. It should include a flashlight with extra batteries, a first aid kit, necessary medications, blankets and/or sleeping bags, extra mittens or gloves, socks, a warm cap and rain gear, a small sack of sand to use for traction under your wheels, a small shovel, booster cables, small tools like pliers, a wrench or a screwdriver, a brightly colored cloth to use as a flag, non-perishable foods, and bottled water. But before it snows, you still have time to rake your leaves for curbside pickup. Curbside leaf and brush collection continues in the South Zone the week of November 5th. The second round of collections begin on November 26th in the Central Zone. Remember, you may leave up to 20 bags or bundles of leaves and brush on your curb on your regular trash pickup day. The city's leaf and brush drop-off sites are also now open. The sites are located at 11660 North Main, 1815 North Choteau Trafficway, and 10301 Raytown Road. Drop-off is free to residents on Saturdays with identification. For more information about leaf and brush, visit kcmo.gov and search leaf and brush. When there are milder temperatures leading up to a storm, city crews use brine on city streets, which is a saltwater mixture. But then when the snow starts falling, these large dump trucks are ready to go to plow city streets.
311 Action Center, my name is Celeste. How can I help you today?
Just like our crews, the 311 Center is always ready to take your calls. 311 is also very busy during winter snow events, so please remember to wait 24 hours after the snow stops falling before calling to request service. In honor of Thanksgiving, City Hall will be closed on November 22nd and 23rd, so if your trash day is Thursday or Friday, it'll be delayed a day. Thanks for watching the Weekly Report. Stay tuned for more city videos. I'm Beth Brittenstein. See you next time.
When it comes to sinkholes, this is a big one.
We had an emergency failure on an old stormwater pipe. It's an 84-inch metal pipe that rusted away and created a big sinkhole here in the parking lot for Peachtree on Eastwood Trafficway and Ararat Drive. So we had a safety concern here.
Bob Davis is a stormwater engineer with KC Water. It's his job to figure out what to do when a stormwater line fails. The size of the pipe made this repair a little more difficult.
It took us about 2 weeks to find some 84-inch pipe, but we found some 84-inch plastic fiberglass pipe that we replaced it with, and the fiberglass pipe should last 100 years.
Like other parts of Kansas City's underground infrastructure, stormwater pipes are in need of investment. Last summer, KC Water discovered a rusted stormwater pipe near St. Joseph Medical Center. Workers used a geopolymer liner to keep it in service at a cost of $228,000. This repair project at Peachtree Buffet cost $143,000. The only funds available to complete this work come from the stormwater fee. Customers pay 50 cents per 500 square feet of impervious surface on their property. The average monthly cost is $2.50.
This is a storm sewer system, and we only have a limited storm sewer budget, and we have a lot of aging pipe throughout the city and don't have the funds to replace.
Until more funding is available, KC Water will continue to make strategic and careful decisions to maintain the stormwater system. For KC Water, I'm Brooke Givens.
Served in the military from 92 to 95. Went in because my dad served in the Army and he was in the Vietnam War. He was a combat engineer. Basically, we were on the front line of a war zone type of experience where we clear minefields. It was a delicate type of position. We were right on the front lines. We cleared the lines for tank men and infantry. One of the things that I did when I got out was make sure, the veterans are recognized. Veterans are important to America and the things that they've done. It's always been a passion of mine to recognize veterans. I knew that Kansas City has always lighted up the skyline with different colors, whether it's for the Royals, the Chiefs. This year I thought, why can't it be red, white, and blue for veterans? I reached out to a friend at Union Station and asked him, do you think it could happen at Union Station? And so he checked into it and they found out, yes, they'll make it work and they'll have red, white, and blue. As soon as one building gets on, usually another building will get on. So we reached out to Mayor Pro Tem Scott Wagner. They put a special action in there, encouraged buildings to do that in Kansas City. So I'm really thankful for Kansas City for participating in this initiative. And I would like to see it become an annual tradition.
I've loved animals since I can remember. I remember going to zoos as a kid, and then when I was 10, I was like, I want to work with animals.
When I was a little kid, I used to pretend that my orange tabby cat was a lion, and I would try to tame him and train him. So becoming a zookeeper was actually a natural progression for me.
So I've always been around animals, knew I kind of wanted to do something in the animal field, and then once I got into college, I realized that it would be really cool to work with exotic animals, but didn't want to travel to do that, so the best place to do that is in a zoo.
My name's Lindsay Class. I'm the supervisor of the Discovery Zone team.
My name is Linnea Wallace, and I am an animal supervisor.
My name's Andrea O'Daniels, and I'm the animal supervisor over the Water's Edge team.
When I was in high school, I started volunteering at a local zoo as a zoo teen, and actually the first opportunity that came available was a job in the ticket booth, selling tickets.
I work with a lot of the animals up at the front of the zoo, so the trumpeter swans, the North American river otters, the polar bears, and then in the penguin building, you take care of all the animals that are in the penguin building.
I went to school and got a major in animal science. A lot of people do different degrees, but that's what interested me the most. And then I just started getting experience volunteering at zoos when I had the time, and that's how I got where I am.
I do work with a lot of animals that have a lot of personality, which is one of probably the best things. We have 61 penguins right now, and I would say every single one of them has a different personality. Some are really fun and playful, some are kind of more aloof and standoffish.
One of my favorite experiences here at the Kansas City Zoo has been to watch our young chimp Kotu grow up. When I first started here, she was just had been born, and now 7 years later I've got to see her go through all the different stages, learning to crawl and walk and climb, and now she's almost full grown, and it's just been an amazing experience watching her grow up.
Zookeeping, I love it. It's hard work. They joke about the post office, rain, snow, sleet, hail, same thing with the zookeeper. You're out in the bad weather, you're here on holidays, but I mean, I love the animals, and a zoo could be in a building where you have to wear a three-piece suit, and I'd still want to do it. I just want to work with animals, I want to take care of them, I want people to know how amazing they are and why they're amazing and why they're important. Every animal plays some role, and they're all special and here for a purpose, and I want to tell people why.
Well, the 513 dump hotline was put together once we decided somebody had dumped enough times for us to be frustrated enough to put them on the news. And we wanted people to have a phone number that they could remember. We wanted people to be able to call in so we could start identifying these people. Illegal dumping is something that actually stretches from 150 highway down towards Grandview all the way up to Platte County. We budget $2 million a year cleaning up illegally dumped garbage. 311 is there if you have an illegal dumping complaint. If somebody's using the private property or the vacant lot across your street as a dump site and you have no idea who's doing it, that's a complaint that needs to go through 311, and we'll have somebody out there investigating it within about 24 hours. 513 dump is if you know somebody who was illegally dumping. Now, it's anonymous. If they want to complain about who turned them in or whatever, they can always complain to me. But it's an anonymous line for people who have witnessed some dumping, people who know who dumpers are and where they live, so we can get out there and start having conversations with them about what's best to do with their trash. So as I'm going through this stuff, I'm looking for anything and everything that's going to lead me to an address. If it's got names on it, that's the best. The city ordinance says that we need to have 3 pieces of evidence with some that'll lead me to a suspect. So once I've got some mail, once I've got addresses, I can see who's paying the property taxes, I can see who's listed on the water bill, I can run the license plates of the vehicles that are at that address to really kind of come down and see who are my actual suspects. Digging through trash is probably the least sexy part about all this. However, if I have the opportunity to actually take somebody to court, it's rewarding. In the 700 and some tickets that I've written, I've only caught 3 people reoffended. So if I've got to go through the trash, we hit them right where it hurts with these fines. The fines are high. It's money they don't have. They don't reoffend. So that's rewarding.
Big truck, it takes a lot longer to stop. It takes a lot longer to get it going also. As a professional driver, you have to understand these things and you have to be aware of the residentials out there on the road and streets. Some residents park their cars on the side of the road and of course they park off the curb, plow, and you can't get that big truck down that road, so sometimes you can't get certain streets. You might have to send a pickup down there, and then it might take a while for that pickup to come around and to get those trouble areas because they're doing so much. You might plow that road, but then it builds right back up again. So you just can't just get it done all just at once. My advice to residents would be to give the driver more space and room as they do a job. That way we can be safe and we can do a proper job for the citizens of Kansas City, Missouri.